when you've got a job, you've got a stable income, you don't have to think, "Oh, I need to hit another trade. I need to make another 1 to 2." You're not searching for it. You're not forcing it. You're letting the markets give you the piece of your pie. And I feel like it makes life so much smoother, so much easier. And just the psychology is your mind's just at ease when there's no pressure.
Dude, you shouldn't be talking like that at 18, man. That is incredible, man. That's nuts. You've got an awesome mindset, and this is exactly why you're profitable. This is exactly why you've been paid, because you have that mindset. So I can see now exactly why you've been paid. What is good, everybody? Welcome to another trader interview. My name is Will Davis with the Fivers. How are you all doing? We've got another fantastic trader over here. Adam, I am looking forward to talking to you about your journey. Your journey, man, is incredible. And this is going to be so inspiring, especially to those younger traders out there. So, Adam, how are you doing?
100%, man. I'm doing good. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Thank you for the invite. I'm glad to be
Of
here
course,
and
man,
share
of
my
course.
story for you guys.
Dude, I'm super excited to interview you. So, first things first, how old are you?
I'm only 18.
You're 18 years old. You're not even 19, and you've been
Not
paid
yet.
for, well, just under $5,000 with a
I know.
60K funded account with the Fivers. Bro, you are, that's mega. That is
Incredible.
mega. So,
Life changing.
first things first, is it your first payout? Is it your first funded account?
It is not first funded,
Not first,
first
but
payout.
first payout. That is amazing.
First payout.
Mate,
Yeah.
that is wow. Wow. At 18 years old, man. I got into trading when I was about 17, 18.
Yeah.
Properly. I think I started learning about trading when I was like 16, 17.
Mm.
Mate, to think if I had a payout at 18, dude, I don't even know what that's unfathomable. That's incredible.
It's
So
incredible.
just a little bit about your journey. When did you start? How long have you been trading? And how was your journey as such a young trader? Like, what do you do?
Oh,
Are you in school still or college or?
so no, I do actually work full time. I work in law. So trading is still sort of a side hustle, but a hobby as you would call it. I think I discovered trading back in 2023, end of 2023, about the age of probably 16. And yeah, throughout my 17th, I just learned about trade, the classic support and resistance, trend lines, all your basics. And then, yeah, 2025, I turned 18 and got straight into prop firms. And I definitely spent a good chunk of money,
Mm.
practicing and learning all the rules and, you know, getting through the psychology of it, losing money and watching your money go up and down as you do. But yeah, eventually we did it. We got through to the finish line and we got the payout. So yeah, incredible.
I wish I had like a clapping emoji that I could implement. Does Zoom have it? I
Thank
don't
you.
think Zoom has like clapping emojis, but mate, that is incredible, dude. Like, as another young trader, I'm only 24 myself. As another young trader, like I'm proud of you, bro.
Appreciate that,
That's
man.
an awesome achievement. You should be so proud of
100%.
yourself. But being so young, obviously your parents had an opinion.
They did.
How did they feel? What did your parents think? What your family think? What did your friends think? Like what was that like being so young and being a profitable trader?
Luckily, quite a few of my friends actually trade as well. So it's good to
Wow,
have
okay.
a small circle of friends where you take the journey together and you bounce off of each other, trading ideas, new tips and tricks and things like that. So that was all good and everyone was, they were unbelievably happy. But my parents, on the other hand, I feel like as all parents, they don't really understand properly. They don't believe, they can't fathom making $5,000 in a half a month,
Mm.
not even a whole month, within 2 weeks. But when I got it and I received it and it was real and it was there, they were really proud. They were happy and they were, the faith was there. So yeah, no, it was
Man,
all good in the
that's
end.
awesome. Like I remember my first payout and I was having coffee with my parents and my first payout came through and I think it was a $3,500 payout. And I was like, oh my God. I know they're like, what's the matter? What's the matter? And I was like, oh my God, my payout has just come through. Like it's just landed in my bank. And
It's
even to
there.
this day, that feeling of being paid out, that feeling of making it real is still an incredible feeling. But even to this day, I still don't think my parents can understand it. Like, even though it's real and I get paid, and this is what I do for a living now, like, I'm a full-time
Brilliant. Yeah.
trader, and they still don't understand. So, man, like, kudos to you. But let me tell you one thing now, your parents, even if you're a six-figure monthly earner, they will still never understand. You know,
Of
that's
course, of
one young
course.
trader to another. But man, that's awesome.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no, it's just the different generations, isn't it? It's
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So what's the plan with trading? What's your thought process with trading now that you've been paid, now that the hard work is done, now that all that's out the way, you know it's real, you know
Yeah,
you're gonna get paid, you've found a fantastic prop firm that's gonna look after you and make sure that you are
of
gonna get paid
course. Yeah.
if you earn the money. What's your next goal? What's your thought process?
It's difficult. I mean, I have a job, so
Hmm.
there's no pressure now. I feel like it was it was such a like a weight off my shoulders of like, okay, wow, I've done it. It was like just a out of body experience when it
Yeah.
landed, and it was like, wow, I've done it. So yeah, as I said, December we're sort of relaxing now. We're taking time off for Christmas, but 2026 is going to be a good year. I have a lot of faith for 2026. Aiming for a 10K month, 100%. I want to hit that 10K month next year. And yeah, just aim for consistent payouts, honestly. Hopefully replace my job and
I rate that.
focus on it 100%.
Dude, I like that. So one day, full-time trader.
100%. That's
Hey,
the
that's
goal, man.
that's awesome, man. That's awesome. The one piece of experience and one piece of advice that I'll give you based on my own
Hmm.
lessons is I dreamt of the 10K month,
Yeah.
but the one thing I will say, don't chase that 10K month. It will come. I like what you said.
Yeah.
Work on consistent income. Consistent payouts is exactly what
100%.
you need. And don't chase the 10K month. Consistent payouts is that's where the profitability is at. But another thing
Definitely.
you touched on, you mentioned that there's no pressure on you. How do you think that, how did you feel? How did that resonate when it comes to your trading, knowing that you've got a
Yeah.
job, you've got a job, you can work on your trading as a side hustle, as they say. I don't believe that
Yeah. Yeah.
trading is a side hustle. It's a business, and you've got to be given that respect.
100%.
However, you had an income knowing that you didn't need to make the money. How did that make you
Hmm.
feel with that reassurance?
I must say, when I first got into prop firms, I was very committed to like I want to replace my job and I want to
Mhm.
do it now and I want to hit that 10K month now and I wanted to fast track everything as you do, and you end up blowing a lot of accounts. You end up over risking. You aiming for the moon. You want to hit a 1 to 10, a 2 to 10. You're risking 2% in a trade and things, and it's too much. You can't do it that way because it's too much of a boom and bust cycle. You have to sit back and say, okay, today my setup hasn't come. That's okay. It is what it is. Sometimes the markets don't give it to us. Some days you might hit a 1 to 5, and you don't have to carry on going.
Mhm.
You can be done for the week. When you've got a job, you've got a stable income. You don't have to think, "Oh, I need to hit another trade. I need to make another 1 to 2." You're not searching for it. You're not forcing it. You're letting the markets give you the piece of your pie. And I feel like it makes life so much smoother, so much easier, and just the psychology is so much. Your mind's just at ease when there's no pressure.
Dude, you shouldn't be talking like that at 18, man. That is incredible, man. That's nuts. You have
Thank
got an
you. No.
awesome mindset. You've got an awesome mindset, and this is exactly why you're profitable. This is exactly why you've been paid because you have that mindset. And not a lot of people have. I had that, and that's why I am where I am now. Not a lot
Hmm.
of other, certainly youngsters in there, even like, people who've been in the industry for a while haven't had that mindset. So I can
Mm.
see now exactly why you've been paid. Well done, man. You deserve that payout.
Brilliant.
Talking
Thank
about
you.
payout, let's see what
Hmm.
earned you that payout. Let's get that trading view up.
Yeah.
Let's see what has earned you that payout in the markets. So if you're kindly enough to bring up your trading view chart, I'd love to see what achieved that, what strategy. So talk us through a little bit about how you trade, maybe what assets you trade, what time frames, and maybe what sessions. Let us know.
Yeah, yeah, perfect. So I started off trading, doing the basics and jumping around with copy trading and signals and all
Mhm.
all sorts of different things, trying to fast track the market, do it the easy way. And eventually, around I would say May this year, I found a community that they had a course and one-to-one sessions and etc. And the trading style really resonated with me and the way I traded and the times that the community traded. And so I stuck to the course. I said, no, this is it. I'm going to knuckle down and I'm going to learn a proper strategy. And so that's what I did. And I typically trade Euro USD in the London session. So about 7:30 in UK time.
Mhm.
And I will jump on. This is actually NASDAQ. I also trade NASDAQ in the New York session. But if I jump onto EU, I would start off by marking out the previous daily highs and lows. I've actually done it here from a previous week. So I'd mark out previous daily highs and lows like this. And these would be targets for me. I would be thinking, okay, is the market going to carry on up? Is it going to come back down? And I would drop down time frames and just look for, hourly gaps, 4 hour gaps. I haven't got a great setup or example, but we'll go and we'll try and find something. Actually, this was a trade I took, I think last week. So we'll speak a little bit on that one. So we had the previous daily highs and lows, which we're targeting. And here we had a 30-minute fair value gap. So we've had a quite a big move up on the Euro USD. And so I'm looking for it to come back in, fill that zone and continue higher because we've broke out of this area here. So for me, we've come down, we've come back into the gap and we've had immediate reaction out and a bullish close. So what I would then do, I would drop down to the 5 minute. I'm going to lose it. There it is. It won't let me go further back.
Oh no.
Oh no, that's really
Maybe
ruined
if you
it
jump on,
now.
maybe if you jump onto the 15-minute.
Let's do the 15-minute.
I'm the same. I don't pay for TradingView Premium just
Honestly,
because I use my terminal.
yeah, okay. Well, so I typically I would go down to the
Yeah.
5 minute and the 3 minute to look for an entry, but I would then look for a 5 minute or 3 minute or 2 minute inverse fair value gap. So
Okay.
a gap where it's the opposite direction, that's why it's
Hmm.
inverse, and it's come down. And we actually had a 5 minute here, I can't show you, but it's come
Yeah.
down, created an inverse fair value gap, rejected the 30-minute fair value gap, and we've had a close above the 5 minute inverse fair value gap, which is my entry signal.
Awesome.
So I would have an entry here. I would put my stop below the inverse fair value gap with a little bit of breathing room in case it wants to retest. And then we would target relative or most recent highs, or if you'd like, previous daily highs, which would have hit for a nice 1 to 11 here. But obviously, like I said, you don't need to do that. There's no pressure to get a 1 to 11. Here, I think I hit a 1 to 5, which is a very good day, I would say.
Dude, that's awesome. Mate, that is super cool. That's a really, really nice trade. Nice clean setup as well. I like your trading view setup as well. I've got a very similar.
Thank
I
you.
have nice gray background. I don't
Hmm.
like too many colors. So do you find that like the lack of color helps you think, or do you find that, what's because a lot of traders like big, bright, flashy colors,
Mm.
whereas I
Hmm.
know a lot of traders like myself and potentially you also who like those
Yeah.
dim, calmer colors.
Yeah, I think I saw a video one day about, seeing the red candles or the green candles and it
Hmm.
having an effect on your psychology of like, oh, you see the red and you're like, oh, it's going down, it affects you more. And I don't know why, it just it
Nice.
resonated with me that day, and
I like that.
I changed it and to more of a neutral color. So I found it doesn't really play on your psychology as much. Seeing,
Yeah,
big
nice.
red candles versus just grey, neutral, clears your mind a little bit.
Absolutely, dude. I really like that. That's super cool. So now that we've seen the strategy, now that we have seen what has gotten you the payout, let's see that payout. Let's check out that hub and let's
Yes,
have a look at that certificate. Speaking of certificate, you
yes,
showed me something really awesome. Let's have a
I
look.
did.
Let's have a look. You know what I'm talking about.
For the first payout, of course, I had to put it in a plaque, as
There
you
it
can
is.
see,
He has
from,
plaqued his first payout. Bro, I love that. That's so cool.
you got to mark the day that you got your first payout. I thought it was a very good monumental day for trading. So shout out to
Yeah,
the
man, I love that.
Funded Awards on Instagram if you want to pick yourself up a plaque. Free promo, sorry. But yeah, no, very good quality, and it's
Like
brilliant.
that's super
It's
cool.
lovely.
Yeah, that's mega. Like I've seen a few traders have it. I haven't got one. Maybe I should go get myself some. But speaking of, let's
Definitely.
have a look at those certificates then. Let's see what you got.
Yes. So this was the account that I got the payout on. We passed this. So with I'll talk you through the way
Hmm.
I trade prop firms a little bit since we're on the hub. It's the way I see challenges is you're not getting paid to pass a challenge. So I'm a little bit more okay with risk and taking a bit
Mm.
more risk. So with a challenge, I'm not trying to fast track it as much. I'm just trying to risk a little bit more and get closer to passing within the minimum days. So with fivers, typically most firms you'll have 2 or 3 days minimum profitability to pass. So what I'll do is take the profit target you need, which on a 60K is 3,000, I think. No, 4,800 on first phase. So I'll take 4,800 and I'll divide it by three, and that will be my daily profit target. So I don't know, I think it's like 1.6K, which is less than 3%. So I'll try and hit that 1.6K 3 days in a row and essentially pass in 3 days and do the same for phase two. And that's what I've did for this account and a couple other accounts that I passed. So it does seem like you're trying to do it very quickly, but it's a way that I found made it a lot easier to just get the challenge out of the way in a sense.
Yeah, man. Look, you
Um,
you need to find what works for you.
yeah, so that's what I did. That's how I sort of trade prop firm challenges, but try not to make it a boom and bust cycle, which is what I'd
Hmm.
started out doing. So yeah, passed the account, and within a few days, I think the first day I had a couple losses, and the next day we brought it back up. We had quite a large win. We was 5% in profit, which was like, wow, we're already $3,000 in profit. And
On your way into
I was
scaling the
only,
account, like yeah,
yeah, I was halfway there, I was only really targeting about 2,000 pounds after, profits and stuff, because that's like a good monthly wage. And in 2 weeks,
yeah, absolutely.
that's all you need. And that's all I was targeting. And I think the next day there was a prime setup that I could not turn down. And we ended up taking, I think, two more trades, getting us up to $5,000 in profit in just a couple days. And then, yeah, just sort of did some smaller trades the next couple days and eventually got up to $6,000 equity with the refund. So that was the result, about $6,000, 4,800 profit split, and got a bit antsy when I got the account back, and unfortunately
Yeah.
went on a
It
losing
happens.
streak.
It happens. But at least you can acknowledge that. So having said that, you have now failed this account. You had your first ever
Yeah,
payout, you got a bit excited, and you've unfortunately failed the account now. You've blown the account after your payout. Will this stop
yeah,
you?
yeah. Definitely not.
Good man.
Definitely
That's what I
not.
like to hear. That's what I like to hear.
Yeah, the payout was just the beginning, and it was just more
Good. Yes,
motivation
that's what
to
we
keep
like.
going.
Let's have a look at this certificate then. Let's see this nice shiny golden certificate.
Yes. Where is account? Is I can't
Going
get
to
with this new
go to overview.
overview.
Yeah, I believe so. Should be a panel on the left hand side.
No, it's not coming up. I can't get with this new the new.
There you go.
Let's
Go
go
in fact, try going into profile. There you
profile.
go. There we go.
There we
We got
go.
there in the
There we go.
end. I
So
hardly I
yeah,
hardly use the new terminal. I haven't been on it much.
no, neither have I. I haven't got quite used to that one yet, but we're getting there.
There we go. We got there in the end. There you go. Awesome stuff. So $4,871 paid out. Bro, that's awesome. That is super, super cool. So you can see one payout, you pass the account, one payout, one massive payout of 4.8 as well. Dude, how did that feel? Like genuinely, like how you're 18 earning in 2 weeks more than most earn in 2 months. Like,
Yeah,
how did that feel, man?
it was it was crazy just for me personally. I mean, I have a very good job for my age in the UK, and if this just was like 3 months worth of work, and I was
Yeah.
like, it was just insane. It was just like, wow, this is the power of trading. If you really go down, if you put your mind to it, if you stick to a strategy, it's unbelievable what trading can do and achieve for you. And this is only a fraction of what can be made in the
Mhm.
markets, and it's only up from here. And it's just so
Absolutely.
much motivation.
Good man. That's what I like to hear. Now, the important question. Bro, you're
Yes.
18. You're only a young lad.
Yes.
Are you going to be smart with it, or is this gone down straight on, or is this gone straight on a Rolex, like a deposit down on a new watch? Like, what's your plan now with the payout? Are you going to be smart, or are you going to be young and dumb?
Well, I know I do have a good amount of savings,
Good man.
not wasting it. Aiming to get a car in the beginning of
Nice.
2026. So,
No
you know,
Lambos now, I'm assuming.
no
Not yet.
Lambos, not quite yet. We're not flying out to Miami and getting some rentals. No, no, we'll stick to something nice and calm,
Good
you know,
man. Good man. I
something
love to hear that.
something good.
It has been amazing chatting to you, man, but we are running out of time, unfortunately. More importantly, one word of advice. What would that be? Or you can, as many words as you want. What would be your advice to a younger, not even a younger trader? You're not a young, you're a young trader. You're at the legal limit being a trader. So, word of advice to newer traders. There we go. We'll word it better.
Oh,
Newer traders, what is your advice to them starting off in the markets? Being such a profitable young entrepreneur yourself, what would you say to them?
yeah. To new traders, I would say stick to it. Just it's a long journey. Just know it's not going to be a get rich quick scheme. It's not get rich in a year, in 6 months. Just find a good strategy that resonates with you and you can understand, and that works around your lifestyle as well. Stick to it. Practice your psychology as well. Psychology is a big aspect to trading, and just stick to it. Never give up. Keep the faith. You will get there in the end. This is proof. It takes a while. It may take a year, but you get there in the end, and you will be able to milk the markets for unfathomable amounts of money. However much you it's unlimited. However much
Absolutely.
you
Love
want,
that.
you can think of, and just stick to it, and you'll get there.
Adam, I don't know what it's going to sound like on the mic, but you deserve that, man. You deserve that
Thank
round of
you.
applause, bro. You're very, very successful, and I hope that you continue this fantastic mindset and mentality that you have. And I really hope to see you become a massive, massive thing for some great vibes in the market. So, Adam, thank you very, very much for joining.
Of course.
Everybody
of
at
course.
home, if you've enjoyed this, make sure you leave a like on the video. Make sure you leave a comment and congratulate Adam on his fantastic success in the markets. And if you think you got what it takes, let's see what you got. Come apply. Guys, thank you so much for joining. This is Will from the Fivers signing out. Thank you very much, guys.